All right, folks, welcome back to PrepperNow. Today we're going to be talking about some issues that are going on in California. First and foremost, water use in the agricultural valleys, and also some water problems that are causing a boil order and other mayhem. Welcome to PrepperNow.
Please, Lord, help me get one more.
Is now being sponsored by Augusta Precious Metals. They're a member of the Better Business Bureau, and you can check them out online at AugustaPreciousMetals.com, and a great place to consider putting your retirement if you want to put it into a gold or silver IRA.
We just found out we're not going to be able to get any irrigation water, which shuts us down as ranchers.
We're just kind of looking at just having to go out of business, you know, because that's what we do here is raise cattle. And if we don't have any water, that's going to be taken away from us.
Our well will go dry.
What do you do here?
What do you do with dry land that you can't grow anything on? We're all going to have to go out of business.
All right. So, older couple, you get an idea. They're frustrated. These are groundwater restrictions. These are all impacts and things that have happened that are causing problems for these farmers and making it so they are not able to farm. And if you know anything about farming, well, if you can't farm, you're not going to make money. If you can't make money, then you can't keep up with your bills. And if you can't keep up with your bills, then you're not going to hold on to your property. So this is happening all over. I've been seeing more and more of these posts and things by people out there that are talking about how they're caught between a rock and a hard place. They're not getting the water they need, but they can't grow food. And so it's either sit there and not grow food and lose your farm, or you take the water and they can come in and fine you and take your farm. So it really is this kind of a rock and a hard place. People just don't know exactly, whether they're coming or going and what to do. And so many people are just very fearful that they're going to be losing their farms. So these are the groundwater restrictions and the agricultural impact that is going on. Now, this is all from officialdom, and so it's going to be, pro-government, this is the greatest thing ever. The environment is more important than human beings. And, you can get into that whole argument, without an environment, there are no human beings. But at the same time, we all know that our government can be a little bit overbearing. And so let's just read what this thing has. So this is called the Sustainable Groundwater Management Act, or SGMA, and it basically mandates local agencies to bring groundwater basins into sustainable balance by 2042. Now, if you know what's going on, there have been different bouts in different parts of the country, specifically out west, with drought. So they're trying to deal with it. Be like, okay, we need to make this sustainable. Same time, the water is really, kind of being hoarded. So farmers can't just do the basic things of farming. If you've been covering or watching the crisis report, Iran is about to run out of water. They've got basically 1 month left, and they're down to 20% of what their reserves are. They have entire reservoirs that are without water. So this is a major deal. So they're worried the tens of thousands of acres, if they don't do this Sustainable Groundwater Management Act, will basically be unusable, and it'll ruin the land. So they come in with this Public Policy Institute of California, and it estimates that up to 900,000 acres could be rendered useless, fallow, because, well, there's just no water. And if there's no water, well, you get the point. It's not going to it's not going to be able to, if there's no water, you can't grow food. So they're trying to make it so everything is sustainable. The statewide economic losses could reach $2.5 billion every year, and they're worried that this is going to put out 50,000 people out of work. So, of course, if you're a farmer, you're not really worried about them. You're worried about right now. So as these things get going and they start to tighten all of the restrictions, farmers are considering doing other things. They're thinking, well, maybe I can put a bunch of solar panels onto my land. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can grow other stuff. All that. There's a proposed bill. It's called AB 2528, and it is aimed to stop the penalties for exiting land use contracts under the Williamson Act. But right now it's basically stalled. So basically, you're supposed to use land for certain things. You want to switch and go to solar. They're going to have to fix this act. The Williamson Act gives significant property tax relief for land dedicated to farming. Okay? So by ending that contract, before it's up, it can really end in like some major cancellation fees. So this is not really a good thing. So right now they're up to 12.5% of land value, but it goes on from there. California Central Valley, there's been excessive groundwater pumping. This is all according to officialdom. It's resulted in up to 28 feet of groundwater sinking, or ground sinking, not groundwater, ground. And that, of course, damages the infrastructure and all the critical water stuff. Challenges like climate, other things like animal infestations from rats and stuff, this is all damaged crops and irrigation system. It's resulted in hundreds of millions in losses, okay, especially for people that are in the almond farming business, big thing out in California. So, of course, the Trump administration has come in and they said, hey, we're going to release this. People are cheering that on. Some people are not cheering that on. And they say they're going to release water and it's going to flood the San Joaquin Valley. And this is going to, according to Trump, be a great thing and save stuff. According to the people that are running the show there, it's going to cause localized water management undermining. Okay? So California farmers are hopeful that federal action will stabilize all this, but at the same time, there are people like this guy that are saying, hey, I'm running out of water, and I don't have the ability to farm.
Turn off my water today. Can't pay any of my bills because can't grow any crops. Leave my water on, defy the water board. They sue me, take my farm. So either way it goes, I'm going to lose my farm. For what? What gain does the state get for stealing my water? What gain do I get? Nothing. I lose my farm. Can't pay my bills. They're not getting no fish back. So, when are you going to wake up, California?
So on top of all that, there's also a problem going on in the Fernando Valley water pipe that burst. And there's a boil water advisory. So critical valve, it was about 24 feet underground, pump station, supplies 10 million gallon tank of water. It failed and it broke when they were trying to repair this thing. Okay? This caused a widespread water outage in Granada Hills and Porter Ranch. These are places in Los Angeles. And a temporary pipe connection burst in the Granada Hills. And this, of course, sent water flooding into streets and yards. And it just caused a lot of problems. So approximately 9,200 customers lost regular water service in affected neighborhoods, prompting urgent advisories and emergency response. There's a boil water advisory. They're telling, residents that they have to boil the water, especially if it's coming out of the taps, before they drink it or cook with it. Or, they could have a major problem. They could get sick. So this is a way to disinfect the water. Probably why you should have a reverse osmosis system like PrepperNow has in his sponsorship links from ITEHIL. It's the excellent hydration I love. PN20 coupon. Water service restoration and safety measures. Crews are working around the clock to successfully restore the water service and hydrant by August 11th, which is, yesterday. But so far, it remains in effect. So this lady is about to explain how in such a great mood the Californians are. Please understand that she is going to cuss because she is frustrated. But the main thing she brings is that the focus of California by Governor Gavin Newsom is not California.
Understand how this man fucking yaps all day long about Trump when California is fucking destroyed. Brother, you know that in the San Fernando Valley they have no fucking water? One of the main water lines broke. This is the second time it's happened. They have to boil their water, people, in LA. Why are you talking about Trump, you fucking crazy? Why don't you talk about California? It's horrible right now. I fucking live here. Newsom and Bass are so fucking insufferable. Like, she's literally walking around looking at all the homeless and she's like, oh my God, this is horrible. They can't be living like this. Hey, lady, this has been going on for a fucking while. This is your first time walking around LA? No, who needs to tell Newsom this? Or he needs to get home from the fucking Pink Laundry, wherever that fucking restaurant he goes to. California's in shambles. Stop talking out of your ass about Trump and start doing something about California.
So as you can see, we have major things going on right now in California. A lot of problems with water, droughts, water bursts and pipes, unable to farm. And all this is going on as the government seems more worried about gerrymandering and remaining in power with their Democratic stronghold than anything else. And don't forget all of the issues that are going on with these fires. There's numerous problems in California over fires and the other environmental impacts that have. There's been all kinds of, everybody remembers the Palisades fire. Everybody remembers all of the craziness that happened with all that. Well, now there's accusations that there's things going on with that land that are not exactly above, well, let's just say there's some conspiracy theories out there and people are beginning to wonder about them. We're seeing climate lockdowns go on in Nova Scotia. We're seeing the issues, of course, that I've already addressed with Iran and the water. Water is becoming a problem all over. Droughts are going on. I've referenced this guy before, Michael Burry from The Big Short. He is notorious now for getting and divesting out of everything else and going all in on water because, according to him, all these things that are going on, it's all going to come down to people's need for water. And the problems of the 21st into the 22nd century are going to be based around what happens with our water and how we manage it. California is a little snapshot of what's going on right now. So this guy explains it.
Buying up all of the property in the LA fire zones. It's the Chinese. And I've avoided saying this for a while because I knew everybody would call me a racist. But that's just the fact of the matter. I work in both areas daily, both Pacific Palisades and Altadena. And the people driving around looking at the properties to buy them are all Chinese nationals. And I've even had a few of them call me saying, hey, we're buying 5 or 6 lots. Can you build us spec houses? And go ahead, call me a racist. But I think it's sad that California and LA, with their slow reaction time and incompetence, is going to turn both Altadena and Pacific Palisades into the type of neighborhoods where you drive down and all of the signage is in Chinese. You can't read it. You can't understand it. Here in America, because of incompetence.
Chime in and tell me what you think. Friends, God bless you so much for being here on PrepperNow. Thanks for all the care for my mother-in-law. She's home. She's on the road to recovery. Please check out the links in the description, and please check out our sponsor, Augusta Precious Metals. God bless and have a great day.